What is up, guys? So, I see the Cosmic Wonder guy. He already watched the movie because I believe he went to the movie premiere, which was yesterday. So, let's see what he has to say. But before I check this out, just let you know if you hear any background, it's because it's raining as hell right now as we speak. Yeah, Mother Nature is pouring a lot of water on the grass. So, just so you guys know. But without further ado, let's see what this man has to say about the movie.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm your host, Warren, and I just watched Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, this was a movie that I had been waiting for a very long time, much like all of you, of course.
We all are.
The rumors going around and all the TV spots showing the Illuminati, and I gotta say, I love this movie.
I would have guessed you would.
There's a lot of really great things to this movie. Everything I saw in the movie, I loved. Right? I will get into some things that I wish were maybe not different, but like added on. Because again, I loved everything I saw, and this is a spoiler-free review. I won't be giving any spoilers away in this video. So have no fear, that's going to come out in a couple of days. The spoiler review, so be on the lookout for that. This movie's a Sam Raimi movie. I think Sam Raimi was the perfect director for what this movie wanted to be, and I think it was exactly what Sam Raimi wanted it to be.
Okay.
I mean, you can tell. Like, if you know Sam Raimi's work, you can see it all over this movie. And of course, he directed it, right? But I think Marvel really let him do some things that, you know, he wanted to do. I think they just let him make the movie. And of course, Kevin Feige chimed in, probably here and there, said, you know, here's what you gotta do, here's what you gotta do, because as you know, cameos, so cool. Like, the cameos are so cool. And no spoilers. But I mean, you've been teased with the Illuminati and, you know, the trailer, the official trailer for Doctor Strange.
Right.
You know, that was a big tease.
Right.
And I have to say, the Illuminati scenes are kind of worth the whole movie.
Really?
But not, because the other parts are actually pretty amazing. From the very beginning, the movie is just goes, and goes. There are some parts where it slows down a bit.
It seems like it's like a lot of action, a lot of good storytelling.
Like, it's going.
Maybe more action.
And it kicks off with just fast. They don't waste any time with this movie, which is actually something I really loved. They just kind of get into it. They get into Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Wanda, right? There's a really cool part where they talk about there's Wanda, there's the Scarlet Witch, and there's this really cool line from Elizabeth Olsen that you'll hear and you'll automatically know what it is because you're gonna go ho 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 ho, just like I did. I was like, oh, that's
interesting.
One of the coolest lines I've ever heard, and it's so simple. But yeah, I think from the beginning they really hit the nail on the head with everything they wanted to do, and it just kept going and going and going. And the scenes that we saw, like visually, this movie is fantastic. Like, there's just so many cool things to see. Like, really. Now, let's talk about the horror. Speaking of Sam Raimi, right? And speaking of what this movie was originally supposed to be, right? Because, you know, the original director was supposed to be Scott Derrickson, who directed the first Doctor Strange film, and we're not 100% sure, but the rumor was that the reason he parted ways was because of the creative differences that didn't allow him to really go full horror. But oh my gosh, this movie has some gruesome parts in it, and like, a lot of creepy parts to it too. Like,
I couldn't imagine.
And I'm not a horror fan. Like, I don't watch horror movies, but this was really cool and made me cringe, not in like a bad way, but like ugh,
right.
Like
you're like, oh my god.
Really, I
didn't think they were gonna do this. Jeez,
like,
man, look at that.
Really,
look.
Just like hits you, and you're like, oh my gosh, like that just happened in a Marvel movie. Like, they definitely did a really good job of doing that in a PG-13 movie. I was pleasantly surprised with how that was, because again, I'm not a horror fan, but when you're dealing with a witch and sorcery and the occult, like I think you have to really do that. And it was executed very, very well. Executed extremely well. Now, I will say, The movie's actually not hard to understand. I had heard a long time ago that like the first test showings of Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness weren't so good that a lot of people were confused. And maybe the movie was supposed to be 3 hours long originally, and it cut it back to what it is now, just a little over 2 hours. But it's not hard to understand. They kind of explain it very well in a very simplistic way.
The movie's like 2.5 hours long.
And also Spider-Man No Way Home helps as well. But it's not hard to understand. It's pretty simple, which I think really adds to the movie. I think if it was too complicated, like I think a lot of us thought it might be going in, it would have just kind of taken away from it.
Right.
But since it was so simplistic, it allowed the movie just to go, like just to be what it is, to roll on and just go from story to story to story. And it's awesome. Like it's really awesome. Like the movie is fantastic. I said this a few times tonight. It's a cool movie. Like the idea of it and everything you see on screen is cool. Like it really is. Like that's how I would describe
cool
it. Like,
and dark
it's so cool to see. The
live action and all that stuff
is really, really good. Especially
where I'm getting it from him.
The Illuminati scene. That's really cool. It's really, really cool. And then the ending, there's some really cool parts in the ending that you're just like, wow, like, this is creepy, but it's also really, really, really awesome. And it kicks off right away with some great action, and like I said, it kind of rolls through, and just kind of keeps going.
Okay.
Now, all the characters are amazing. It's very much a Doctor Strange movie, because there's a lot of, deep diving into how he feels and stuff. But at the same time, yeah, the Scarlet Witch is, main character as well, right? But I have to say, Xochitl Gomez, who is kind of a friend of mine, she did an amazing job. She really did. And I really, really, really liked American Chavez in the movie. And this is going to lead me into kind of like my 2 cents on what I would have rather had be different. And I would say that I wish the movie was longer.
Okay.
It could have been longer to have more slower moments. Like I say, it's like punch, punch, punch. Like it just goes and it goes, and it kind of slows down at some parts. But for the most part, this movie is like, it just goes and goes and goes. And I love that about the movie. Like I said, I wouldn't change anything I saw. But I would add some slower moments because there's some like really like scenes that are kind of touching between like Doctor Strange and American Chavez and Palmer.
So he's saying that he wanted a little bit more storytelling
to make it like a more wholesome,
depending on certain characters, like Doctor Strange and elsewhere.
There's like a lot of great moments with
like the story can be a little bit longer.
Get kids back. They could have slowed down a few moments as well. That's kind of my only complaint about that. And then I could have actually had more multiverse. This movie is very much madness, but not as much multiverse hopping as I thought there would be. But it doesn't necessarily take away from the movie, but it makes me go, well, I wonder what we could have saw if we saw more multiverse. And I get it, like, you don't want to make it too confusing. And again, they did a very good job at keeping it pretty simplistic. So I don't know if that would have been better or worse, but in my mind, I'm like, I could have had more multiverse jumping. There could have been more multiverse scenes, and I could have had more cameos, but the cameos, oh God, so good. Like, the whole audience was just screaming when we saw some of them. So I think a lot of fans are going to be really excited.
Seeing something.
The fight.
I can only imagine what it was.
The entire movie, all the fight scenes are.
Who knows how I watched the movie? So we all watched the movie.
That's my initial reaction and initial spoiler-free review to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. The red carpet premiere was awesome. It was a lot of fun. I was like this far away from Elizabeth Olsen, and she is just absolutely beautiful, and
I think you had a little crush
she's
there.
Awesome as the Scarlet Witch. She is the Scarlet Witch. So it was an amazing night.
Hey, you sound like you almost had a little crush on Elizabeth Olsen.
To get me here, so where I can go to these premieres, and I'm tight with Disney and Marvel Studios. It's only going to get better from here. So I can't wait to see what everybody thinks of this movie. I can't wait till Thursday where I can talk and do a spoiler review and get y'all's thoughts on what you really think of the movie, because I'm really excited for everyone to see it. I'm not going to rate it until I do my spoiler talk, because I don't want anybody to go in with any type of expectations based on what I might rate a movie. But let me know how excited you are for it in the comments down below. And of course, I'll catch you next time. As always, woof woof.
Glad you liked the movie, Cosmic Wonder. Glad you did. I feel, well, I mean, I was amped already to watch the movie, but I feel even more amped now that you said it was worth watching. It seems like it was worth watching the movie. And it seems like the way how he was talking, like how it was like creepy, like it had like a creepy vibe, and all the witchcraft and the little horror and stuff like that. I'm guessing this is more like kind of similar to WandaVision. So I think it's kind of kicks off the WandaVision and Spider-Man No Way Home. Kicks off Spider-Man No Way Home, and WandaVision. Which I guess that makes sense because, you know, WandaVision, if you saw the series, it was a lot of dark and a lot of interesting things, a lot of mind games were played, and yeah, especially the last couple of episodes, it was really dark. It was dark and a lot of witchcraft and a lot of spiritual stuff. Let's just say it was. I loved the WandaVision. I did. I loved the series WandaVision. I loved it. I loved it from episode 1 to episode 10. I know some people didn't like episode 1 through 3, I guess, but I liked it because, you know, it gives you good clues on what is actually going on. Like, it makes you wanna like keep going, like what, like there's something missing, like something is not right, because we know that Vision is dead. So, you know, at the beginning of the episodes, you were like, what's really going on here? So that's why I loved it. You know, it was like a more like a little mystery crimes type of thing for me. But you know, it was good, man. I loved it. I'm sure I'm gonna love Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So I understand that the real reject, because I see here on one of the videos here, that they also watched the movie as well. Greg Alba, and I forgot the other guy's name, but I just know Greg Alba. I watch him from time to time, so stay tuned, because I'm gonna dig deep, see what he thinks of, you know, the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So yeah, man. So I'm sure I'm gonna have a blast watching. I'm sure you all will. You know, as much as I will. You know, enjoying this movie. So cannot wait, man. We only got a couple more days left. Let's see. Today's Tuesday, so actually we got 2 days left. So I'm amped. I am ready to go. You guys already saw my T-shirt, what I'm gonna be wearing. So yeah, man, I am amped. So let me know in the comments below if, you know, if you guys are interested in seeing the movie, I guess excited for the movie. You know I am. So I am amped and I'm ready to go. But if you enjoyed this video on my reaction to Cosmic Wonder, you can go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and share, and make sure you guys click on the notification bell so that way you guys can get more upcoming videos in the near future. And if there's any videos you guys want me to do a reaction or do a challenge, you can always just leave it on the comment section down below. And if you have any questions for me, you can either leave it on the comment section as well, or if you want it private, you can email me at greatenzo97@gmail.com. Alright guys, well, until next time, peace out.